Well, many of the best lessons taught by teachers are not out of a book or even in a classroom. They're those moments when you learn by example. Austin Moore introduces us to a teacher who's changed lives, and in doing so, changed his own.
If you were to mistake Tanner Thompson for one of his agricultural education students, you would be forgiven. Not only because he looks and, in fact, is young, but because this sixth-year teacher is usually working beside his students rather than lecturing them from the front.
Agricultural education excels because it is hands-on. We're teaching a lot of the same principles that are being taught in the core classes, reinforcing what those science and math teachers are teaching, but we're doing so in a way that the students can grasp what's going on. They can get their hands dirty and understand those same principles, but in a very realistic manner.
Lessons learned in this manner tend to stick. They stuck so well to former Cheyenne FFA student and current Congressman Frank Lucas that he still calls on them today.
The skills that I had an opportunity to develop in this particular program, yes, there were public speaking, and yes, we spent a lot of time discussing livestock breeds and health issues, and we discussed how you manage your business as a young farmer rancher starting out. But all of those skills serve a purpose. The techniques you learn here, maybe not everyone is going to go to a four-year comprehensive university. If you are, then everything that you've had in the program will help you. Maybe you're going to go to a community college or a junior college, a two-year program, and then use the skills that you enhance there to move forward. Or Oklahoma has an outstanding career tech system.
For Lucas and his classmates, that foundation was laid by ag teacher Gary Kirk.
So I only had one rule: don't make Kirk mad. And it's up to you to figure out what makes me mad. So therefore, I didn't have any problems.
For 35 years, Kirk used sows, cows, and especially tractors to nourish western Oklahoma's most important crop.
I always had kids that loved the mechanics part, so I had that for them to work on. We'd overhaul them, whatever. I had the kids just like to clean. I had the kids want to do the body work. I had kids that want to do the painting. So I had a little something for everybody.
Those tractors are still around and make occasional public appearance. Marvelous machines, but also a testament to the work Kirk and his students did side by side.
So one of the things we always hear when we talk to ag teachers is that one-on-one time with students that they use in working on projects is also a really good time to relate life lessons. Can you relate any that you learned from Mr. Kirk?
A lot of good advice about everything from the opposite sex to taking care of one's reputation and image in the community to studying hard and having a plan to focusing, a whole bunch of topics. Ironically, as I think back about it now, he wasn't really that much older than me. 14-year-old freshman. This was his second teaching post. He couldn't have been 26 or 27. But he seemed like an awfully mature, worldly guy to me in 1974.
I visited with Mr. Kirk at Baptist Integris Hospital in Oklahoma City, where today he is battling both leukemia and melanoma.
Had an old ag teacher tell me one time, he said, here's my philosophy of teaching. He said, I teach them about life, and if there's any time left, I teach them about agriculture. So I kind of followed that philosophy all through the years.
I found another of Kirk's kids just a few miles away. On the 45th floor of Devon Tower, I spoke with Vice President of Public and Government Affairs, Alan Wright, who says the lessons he learned in Kirk's classroom echo throughout his work today.
Problem solving. I mean, nothing on a farm happens like it does in a textbook, and nothing in that environment is linear and just easily solved. And so you got to think through and adapt and adjust and also deal with reality. And so my experiences in vocational agriculture and being exposed to those experiences have helped me a great deal. And then, the leadership experiences in FFA, it was great leadership training.
But for Wright, it was the life lessons that rooted most deeply.
Well, I think that's where Gary was special, and the best teachers always are. Those are the people that open your mind and really kind of go beyond the subject matter. We had, as an organization of FFA, we had officers and we had organized meetings, but Gary would spend a lot of time with us teaching us about life. And he took those opportunities to do it and just spent a lot of time trying to help us grow and think beyond just what was happening right now, which is a typical young person's point of view.
Back in Cheyenne, the community has rallied around Gary Kirk. Blood drives in his honor are working to fill the bank. And every day, volunteers drive him the 2.5 hours to Oklahoma City and back again for his ongoing treatment schedule. The love this town feels for its ag teacher is amazing, but it is hardly unexpected. In fact, that bond between teacher and now community is what led Tanner Thompson to Kirk's old classroom.
That's really the driving force behind why I'm here in the classroom on a daily basis, is to connect with those kids and to be a lasting part of their life. I don't want it to end when they graduate high school. I want to continue to see that through and make sure that they're excelling at whatever they want to do.
That is why Gary Kirk may be in a fight for his life, but he isn't fighting alone.
You don't know who you reach when you're teaching these kids. And it kind of showed me that I done more good than I thought I did.
Now, I am happy to tell you that since we shot this story last fall, Gary Kirk has completed his last round of treatment, and so far, so good. Now, if you'd like to see firsthand why someone like Mr. Kirk dedicates his life to generations of students, I have a great little video streaming on our website that explains it all in less than 2 minutes. Just head to our value-added section and look for Ag Teachers Making a Difference.